to StarCraft 2. So, you know, Sulky, you got to remember, was heralded as the best Kesper player in StarCraft 2 right before they switched. Everyone was like, okay, it's Sulky that's going to kind of lead the charge.
Yeah, that's right.
Turned out to be a little bit more rain, but yeah, anyways, I mean, Sulky's been pretty damn legit for a pretty long time.
All right, map number 1 is going to be on Dusk Towers. Let's see how they fare. Again, it's a best of 3. The winner goes on to the winner's match, the loser to the loser's match, so nobody will be eliminated just yet here in Group C for Code S.
Yeah, gonna be kind of interesting to see how Symbol ends up playing out. Like, Sulky always varies his play a whole lot, but Symbol is like a Roach type of guy.
Yeah.
So
he's a muscle Zerg.
He's a muscle
He's
Zerg.
a power Zerg.
He's like what's under your beard.
That's exactly what he's like. Nothing but roaches behind my beard, Artosis. Grossest guy in the world. In the upper right in the blue, we have
Symbol. Yeah!
Genuine Zerg.
in the bottom left in the red, our other Zerg player.
TCM Gaming, Sulky.
Welcome to the studio, guys. Thanks for coming down. You guys at home, you're welcome to come to our studio anytime we got matches going on here. A lot of times we order food. We're in a great part of town. We're not far from Gangnam Station, so you can always go out, party late at night. There's clubs, bars, good restaurants. And before that, you can go to the mall down at Samsung Station, do a little bit of shopping.
Yeah, it's one of the actually most famous malls in Korea, so definitely something you can check out. In fact, esports in Korea, that was one of the places it started, was in that mall.
That's right.
So, yeah, always get a lot of non-Korean visitors down to the GSL. Have a good number of them today, although the studio not quite as full as it was in Group A and B.
We got a lot of expats that live in Korea that come down here and visit. We have a lot of tourists that come through here to check out what esports and StarCraft 2 is all about. And we actually have people that just come to Korea to see the GSL in person.
Well, that's why else would you come to Korea?
I'm not sure.
That's why I came, is for GSL.
Something, the food and the culture, but I'm not totally sure.
Yeah.
The main reason, though, you would want to come down and see this, and of course here we have a shot of Sulky now in our beautiful studio.
Yeah, I believe he's the only reverse all-kill champion that we have, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain versus Innovation. Innovation up 3-0, and Sulky's like, no.
He's like, I would just will it.
Yeah. His fans just wanted him to win it hard enough.
They gave him their energy. Yeah. Take my energy, Sulky. And he just got so mad in that booth. He's like, God damn it, I just want to win this one. It went, started making roaches.
And that's what it took.
And he just overcame Innovation.
That's right.
We have a Baneling's Nest coming down here now for Sulky. Yeah. Both players going for Link Speed. It's going to be a Roach Warren here for Symbol.
Yeah, now I kind of like where Sulky's at. Like, Symbol has expanded to the front, but Sulky is just, the fact that he's taking a quick third here and he's getting a Baneling Nest, like, I don't think Symbol can just make some roaches and walk across the map, so he's going to take his third as well. That makes a lot of sense. You're seeing the third of Sulky and realizing he can't really kill it. So yeah, it's a pretty even game right now.
Lings are being chased here. Really not much we can give you guys at this point in time. Yeah. We have to wait and see how many roaches they're making. You can pretty much follow the production tab in a Zerg vs. Zerg to see what's going on. We do see the layer tech here from Sulky.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to see what he actually wants for his tech, because I do believe Symbol when he makes a Roach Warren. I don't think that's a safety Roach Warren. I think that's a Symbol likes to go Roach's Roach Warren. Whereas Sulky, definitely someone that we can see go Mutas.
Yeah, that might be the way to play it here. We're going to find out.
A little bit of Ling Chasery still going on.
ZVZ is a matchup where it's pretty easy to stay alive on 3 bases, at least on this map. Although we do still see some kind of crazy all-ins, Mass Ling, Baneling at times.
Well, I don't think we're going to see anything too aggressive quite yet. Like, this is like a safety amount of units being made by Symbol, it seems. And Sulky has made like a little group of Lings, because if you're not going up into Roach Tech, you need to have a little group of Lings on the map to kind of control what's going on. You have to be able to slow anything down that's coming so that you can kind of make the appropriate amount of units.
Sure, yeah.
And it will be Spire Tech here for Sulky.
Okay, Spire Tech it is. This is going to be interesting. I love it in ZVZ where we have two different techs going on.
Yeah.
We have to watch them interact with each other and see the strengths and weaknesses of both.
It definitely is the most fun, I would say.
Now, when you're the Roach player, it's not a bad idea to start putting pressure on the Zerg as the Spire's making. You want to make him burn through his larva and not bank the larva so he has less Mutalisks when that time comes and the Spire is finished.
Yeah, and I mean, he's poking out a little bit, but I don't think he can really get an attack done too soon. He's going to have to really pick up production if he wants to hit before Spire. But, you know, you don't necessarily on 3 bases have to hit before the Spire. With 3 base economy, you definitely can macro up a bit more and counter the mutas in a more regular way.
Yeah, that's true. There's less of a expiration date on what you're trying to do in this case because you both have stabilized your economies and are getting a good amount. Now we see the Spire about to finish, and note our red player, Sulky, does have almost 700 gas here, so that'll be 7 Mutalisks almost immediately upon completion of the Spire. Whoa!
Ooh, a little bit of run by here with these Zerglings going into that back natural. Going to be able to snipe this Queen. That's a really good kill.
Great job there by him. Now driving back some of these Lings. The Overseer is going to come in overhead.
And it looks like we do have a Nidus on the way here for Symbol. Also making some more Queens as like an anti-air caution, as well as transfusing that Nidus as it pops. But with the mutas already coming out, this is a little bit scary. I feel like the Nidus is a tad late.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried here. Normally you'd want to have this happen right before the mutas are coming out. Now, of course, the mutas at this phase of the game, what they want to do is actually start flying around and doing damage to all the Overlords to take out anything that can spot for them. And we already see that beginning to happen here as Sulky's wiping out Overlords on the map. This one Overseer, however, can come in here and begin that Nidus.
Yeah, and I think that that's exactly what we're going to have to see from him. Yep, there it goes. Behind the mineral patch, in fact, it gives a lot less surface area for these Lings to actually do anything. But
it's also going to be a lot less surface area for anything to spawn here.
Look at this. I mean, that's going to be hard for units to even exit out of here. And
okay, nice try, buddy. That
Not
got
even
so
close.
owned. Wow.
Not even close.
Wow. Okay.
All right, well, we do have another one actually being made right now. Although Mutt's going to come over here. I don't think he's even going to try to pop anything out of there.
Well, he's unloading it here. Yeah, I mean, that dies in like under a second. Yeah. So strong.
Just a little bit of a waste there, but
seems like Symbol's a little bit off here. I'm not sure what went wrong this game for him mentally, but yeah, I mean, this is like it's too late to do that.
Yeah, it was just like a little bit slow on these 3 base economies. Like if he hadn't had the mutas out yet, then maybe something like this can work.
The thing is, when they're going mutas like this, it's much less effective to make the Nidus outside of their base as well. And with this many mutas, I think he just kills the Queens, am I right?
Yeah, well, he kills the Queens, and then he kills the drones or roaches.
And then he kills the player, Symbol, and then the story ends.
I mean, he's going to go across the map with these roaches, but there's like plenty of spines, plenty of Lings. Like Sulky has completely outdone Symbol here.
Almost a humiliating game here.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough one for Symbol. Like,
and I think actually mass Ling Roach Muta Ling counterattack here is going to be pretty scary. Okay, well now he's going to take out all these roaches that are stuck over here. In fact, he can even get the Lings up here so the roaches can't leave. GG. BG, guys.
Yeah, that was not
bad game.
Sulky really outclassing
Sulky
Symbol
was
there.
like, what was that, a BattleNet placement match? Am I in Masters now? Give me a break.
Yeah, that was pretty one-sided.
That nerd got shish kebab, man.
Shish kebab.
Shish kebab, thank you.
Yeah.
No shish kebabbery there. That was just shish kebabbery.
Shish kebab is actually a food. Don't you know?
He skewered that nerd and shish kebabbed him. That's it. Well, if I'm Sulky, I'm like, I am definitely going into the winner's match here.
Yeah. Already thinking about what he's going to do against Myung-Shik, perhaps.
Man, I hope this game is better because Symbol looked pretty bad.
You know, it was
that last game.
The fact that he went into the Nidus and it was just too late is the big problem here. Like,
it's also the big tell. But
Yeah.
something's not right in how he's playing,
He's
how
not-
he's approaching this.
Not calculating it correctly or something. It's like, I don't know. That was just not what I wanted to see.
Let's hope for a better game here. Game 2, Symbol against Sulky. Cross spots here in the bottom left in the blue. Losing the first game.
Symbol.
And in the upper right in the red,
TCM Gaming. Soulkey.
All right. Did Sulky grab a... Okay, no, it's Symbol grabbed an early pool here.
I am not surprised to see early pull here from Symbol. I think he needs to play a very different game because when they both got into, mid-game and moving them beyond that, they were in very different spots, and you could see everything that Symbol had set up to do was not going to work because he didn't seem to do it fast enough or do it in the right order or scout properly or plan accordingly.
Wow, that's quite a bit of wrongness. And you're definitely right. It was just a blunderous game.
Yeah, it was pretty disastrous, man. I hope we can have a better one this time around. Welcome to the studio, guys. Thanks for coming down.
They can't hear you.
Welcome to the studio.
There you go.
There we go.
Gotcha.
We might have run out of headsets here. We have a lot of non-Koreans down here.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. I think this will just be a very simple all-in off of Symbol. Sulky, yeah, I mean, he's already got a pretty decent amount of gas. We'll see if he can just hold on micro-wise against this. We definitely can see it go both ways. Like, how many lings is Sulky going to make right now? Definitely a very big part of this. Ling's already going across the map for Symbol.
I don't really blame Symbol for doing this build, but it might not work anyways. But this is definitely him, like a nod to Symbol's solid mid-game play, saying, all right, if I'm going to go into game number 3, I'm going to have to end this right away. Unfortunately, the timing of the Zerglings, they get their hatchet at the same time. Now, it's the Ling's speed that Symbol will have to utilize if he wants to win this. And Sulky should be aware of that, so he should try to stay back and let that hatchery take a beating instead of losing his drones and his Lings.
Yeah, definitely. And, with Queens popping out and the fact that he already has 2 hatchery production, Symbol has to run across the farthest spots in the tournament to get there. Like, I don't know if he's going to be able to do this. He's getting some pretty good trades so far, killing quite a few Zerglings almost for free. Like,
Okay, the Lings are going to get the surround on the Queen. We have more Queens coming here and more Lings coming, and Ling speed's almost done.
Yeah.
Now, what's most important is that he keeps the hatchery alive.
This is getting a little bit scary.
Yeah, I think Symbol might actually take this. We have Banelings coming here, but it seems like they're almost an afterthought.
I think Sulky can probably still, stabilize this game, but I think he, just kind of threw a little bit too much weight down there. I think he was just, trying maybe a little bit too hard to save his hatchery. He lost, 8 to 10 Lings and 2 Queens down the ramp against superior forces. And yeah, I think it was probably just a judgment call on keeping trying to keep the hatchery alive. But now we actually have Symbol, who has that extra hatchery, has that expansion up. So things are looking okay for him, but he is down in drones still.
All right, more Banes are coming up here. And let's see what happened here. Wow. The game, I got to say, Symbol's off to a good start here.
Yeah.
He's looking good. The question is, can he maintain that?
Well, how does Sulky actually come back? And look at that. Symbol actually sneaking a couple Banes in there.
That might be the killing blow there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if this kills
Sulky
a lot,
ready? Oh!
2?
2?
Not
Okay.
that bad. That was a good pull by Sulky, just in time. Just a little bit slower, and he loses 5 or 6, and it's just terrible. Queen going to go over there and check very slowly, very quietly, as to not disturb any thing that he sees popping up.
Meanwhile, we have more Lings coming up now. Symbol might want to try keeping the pressure on here.
This is really tough to see, Sulky trying to come back in this situation. Symbol definitely has an advantage in like pretty much every.
Oh,
that could have been.
Yeah, that could have been it right there.
Very quick way to start coming back.
One Baneling does get picked off there.
Yeah. Yeah, not a very good Baneling there as well. Does have another Baneling that's hatching, but Symbol has a big advantage in Zergling numbers right here.
And he is driving back those Lings for now. Going for these drones now.
Yeah, he even does get one.
And yeah, that's going to be that here. 44 supply to 44. Slight drone lead here for Symbol, but it's so close that it almost could be considered, you know.
Yeah, Sulky's done a good job equalizing thus far. Are they both going to go mutas? It kind of looks like it.
I mean, we have the layer tech starting here. Surprisingly for Sulky, it's a little bit quicker than it is for Symbol.
Yeah. Well, you know, that obviously is nice for his tech, but Sulky actually already has some good banked up gas. He's going to have 3 more geysers here pretty quickly. And the thing is, like, if I see Muta versus Muta, I would expect Sulky to do better because I don't ever think of Symbol as a Muta ZVCer.
Yeah, historically, Symbol's been this, like, bulldozer muscle Zerg on the ground. He wins a lot of ground fights. He doesn't seem to want to actually go as much for the harass route unless he's just splitting some roaches off from his main army.
If In Control was a Zerg strategy, then Symbol would be using the In Control strategy.
You are a poet, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Spire started here now, and I do agree, Artosis. I feel like Symbol probably going to be a little bit weaker with his style of play unless he's really revamped the way he handles ZVZ now.
Yeah. Now, we do have that third hatchery actually going up for Symbol, but not for Sulky quite yet. Sulky has made quite a few Lings, but Symbol countering with his own Lings. This is kind of like the to and fro of a ZVZ where they're both going mutas. Like, ooh!
Damn, nice connection there.
That was really good. But yeah, I mean, you make a bunch of Lings to try to deny the third base of your opponent so that you have your third base and he doesn't, and then you have more gas and thus more mutas.
Pretty cool run by there, by the way, by Sulky to allow his Banelings more time to hatch here. Both players pushing a lot of Lings here in the middle. And we have the Spires about to finish. It does seem they both banked up about 700 to 800 gas.
Quite a bit. We'll see if they start those upgrades right away. I do assume as much. They both definitely can tell what each other are going for.
Good control here by Symbol, taking out those 2 Banelings and not really suffering any losses. Muta armor is coming down here for Sulky. Let's keep our eyes peeled and see if he's going to have Muta armor here as well for Symbol, because Muta versus Muta, the armored Mutas always win.
Yes, indeed they do. And we actually see Symbol's going to skip that just to get a few more Mutas a little bit quicker. He's going to want to start that armor very, very soon, though.
Okay, the Overseer is coming out now. Mass Mutas continuing to be produced here.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting to see him start that Mutalisk armor. Like, he has the money right now.
I'm getting a little bit worried because
there it is.
The Muta fight, you know, it ends very quickly, Muta versus Muta. I mean, the damage with the glaives, it actually happens so fast. So if he's even a little bit behind when the Mutas engage each other, that means Sulky will always win as long as he has the right number of Mutas.
Yeah, like, in fact, Symbol can even have, like, a slight Muta lead, and the armor will absolutely carry him through if they engage at that time. So, very, very important. But both players have their third bases up, mining tons of gas at this point. And that means just non-stop Mutas from here. And this is where the matchup gets, like, a little bit extra tricky, because you're both going for lots of Mutas. So there's lots of Zerglings running around. But if you get caught on the other side of the map with your Mutas a little bit out of position, because his hatcheries are closer and can rally the Mutas there more quickly, your opponent will have more Mutas and then kill you. So you have to be very careful. And some players we see try to do things like go up to Fungal Growth to counter this, or maybe in Legacy of the Void go up to a Parasitic Bomb. But we'll have to see who wants to try that type of sneaky move.
Almost saving the Queen then. And you're right, Artosis. We'll see if that actually does come to that, if we do get to that phase of the game here. But the Muta armor is about to finish right now for Sulky. Will he seize the moment? The problem right now for Sulky is he doesn't know when or if Muta armor was ever picked up here for Symbol.
Yeah, and the thing is you have to assume that it is being picked up. And
well,
just the fly time across the map makes it so scary. Okay, he actually just froze the Spire with his Overseer. So by gooping that gives him a temporary advantage, but he's so close to his opponent's base right now.
All right, he's backing up with these Mutas and Lings.
This is a very cute try that Sulky just went for. I love that. Just, you know, gooping the Spire.
It's really smart. He might be able to goop it again, too, because the mutas are present here. He can't really chase that thing out, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how much mana he may have left if that Overseer is still left alive, but definitely gives him an advantage for a bit. In fact, he's not only up that armor upgrade, he's up 5 mutas somehow.
And he's actually getting Banelings on the low ground here, which is going to blow up all the Lings down there. The Lings, oh, hold up.
And here we go. We do have that engagement going down. I don't believe the +1 army is done yet. It's just finishing up now.
It's about to finish now.
But this is already a huge advantage for Sulky. He has so many more mutas at the moment. He's just going to win this flat out.
I believe you are correct. Do the Lings on the ground absorb the glaives? I know we've been casting Brood War here. They still absorb it here, too.
Yeah, I think the glaives are just like
I want to make sure I wasn't doing a Brood War cast all of a sudden because we did that CBZ not long ago. All right, well, that's going to be the game here.
Yeah.
You win the Muta fight, and Muta versus Muta, you basically win the game.
Yeah, there's no way to come back once you lose the Muta fight.
GG, it's over. Sulky crushing Symbol.
Yeah, that was like a serious crush. Sulky showing like much more skill than Symbol throughout the series.
He's just like a better player.
Yeah, it is the case. You know, Symbol is a very good Zerg. Like, he's definitely a Zerg that I'm never surprised to see in Code S. And there was definitely a time where he was one of the best Zergs in the world.
Sure.
It's just that time isn't this time.
Yeah, the time is not now. Well said.
And I know a 4th-dimensional being will look at it and be like, yes, it is. But for us 3-dimensional beings, of which Symbol is one, it is not that time. And thus he has lost to Sulky, the better player.
And GSL Code S does operate in the 3-dimensional realm. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, just better mid-game overall. Sulky always comes out ahead against Symbol, I guess.
Yeah.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to go to the winner's match and see which player will escape on to the next round in today's GSL Code S.
Mr. V, it's yours. Yeah, and right now we want to try to move back.
언제나 있는 그대로의 맑고 깨끗함을 지켜가라고 겨울을 잊은 강물이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성사이다.
We are hope.
We are honor.
We are courage.
We are justice.
We are compassion. We are determination.
We are harmony. We are Overwatch.
This dream is one I've had before. One of pride, one of hindrance. steadfast existence I can only call my own.
Right. Feeling blessed how my sun shines when I step out. Banging this beat in the cans with my head bowed. Mind focused on putting down the doper songs. Lope along, ignoring all the stress and the next doubts. I keep a clear mind as I slide past. Never plot my life route like a flight path. I write fast amounts in the hope they might last. Trying to script a legacy and never be typecast. So I keep pushing with every ounce of me till I reach further, breaking down boundaries. We're all here trying to make a little progress. I'm feeding off every hunger pang ever found in me. Connect with beat spoke, Pumpkin got them deep quotes. Our keynote speech flow with ease to outreach most. We got that live vibe, can't nothing hold us back. Headed for tomorrow, no regrets till my soul collapse.
This dream,
pick apart the pieces you left, and don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Try and give yourself some rest, and let me worry about it. Let me worry about it. You came around to say that you'd been away like I hadn't known. As if I don't wake up every single day not seeing you go. As if this moon of ours only shines a half to make me feel whole. As if I haven't felt your breath in every step I take when the wind blows. Pick apart the pieces you left, and don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Try and give yourself some rest, and let me worry about it. Let me worry about it. Pick apart the pieces you left. I am your voice when you are silent. I am your love when you believe. I am the wind that lifts you up again. I am the light that sets you free. Are you broken into pieces? Do you hold yourself together too tight? Will you reach out for the cure and face the light? Oh, when you see the world in black and white, and when the sun don't seem to shine so bright, will you reach out for the cure and win the fight? I am your voice when you are silent. I am your love when you believe. I am the wind that lifts you up again. I am the light that sets you free. I am the light that sets you free. I am the light that sets you
Hot 6 GSL Season 1 Codex. Hot 6 GSL Codex Group C. 명식, 버니, 심버, 소울키. Welcome to GSL.
How does it feel to deal with wild
Hello. Welcome back
So.
to the GSL Code S. I just saw on our observer computer that said you've been playing for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Excessive gameplay can interfere with your life. However, you've been watching GSL Code S for how long has it been on? About an hour and a half, but I want you to know that excessive GSL can only improve your life.
That's right.
Here to
This
give you
is
that
the one
warning
time
right
where,
now.
you know,
Warning! Watch out.
The only thing not good in moderation is GSL moderation.
That's right.
You need to watch all of it.
All of it.
Probably multiple times.
Although, unfortunately, that last game we just casted was kind of meh. That last series.
That series was bad.
That series was bad.
It was
unfortunately.
bad.
Yeah.
Like goats even think it's bad.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. No, I get it. Oh, I get it, Artosis. Yeah, unfortunately, that last series was
Like
just
even sheep
kind of
thinks it's
lackluster.
bad.
We're going to be going into our next match. This is the winner's match. It will be Solki against Myunshik, and this should be a very good game.
Whoa! You need to go.
I can do it too. I can do it too.
Oh, what animal makes that sound?
A goat.
How about a ooh ghost?
I'm like, someone get a shot of the audience. We can't keep doing this. It's even weirder when we're on camera.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, thank God. All right.
All right. Well, this series will be
I
better.
want you to know those jokes are not as bad as that last series was.
No, they were
no
much
matter
better.
what you think. That's actually a fact. We can measure that with science, okay?
Science is up to the task.
That's right.
All right, so I mean, let's
see what happens here.
Yeah, let's get in this next match. This next one should be good. Like, to be honest, Myunshik versus Bunny wasn't super good. Like, we saw like good strategy usage, but the games weren't like particularly good. And then the second series was like bad. So like,
Game 1 is going to be on Dusk Towers. I would say I think Solki is the favorite here. Myunshik is very good, but Solki just seems to be on top of everything.
Then again, Solki is a favorite over Myunshik?
Maybe it was actually Symbol that actually was such a jobber that he made Solki look good by comparison.
It's heartbreaking to call
Solki a jobber.
Well, no, Symbol a jobber. But,
Symbol a jobber, excuse me, that's what I meant.
Yeah, but I mean, Myunshik is on SKT1. I think Dark is the best Zerg in the world right now, so he's definitely got good practice partners. I think this is a close one.
I'm going Solki. Are you going Myunshik?
I think I am going Myunshik.
All right, let's do it. And our game has loaded up. Guys, tell your friends to join us. It's another day of the GSL Code S.
2, 1.
In the bottom left, in the blue, he is
SK텔레콤 T1 명식.
his opponent here in the upper right in the red.
TCM Gaming Soulkey.
And look, let me say what I want, or not want, but rather think Myunshik can take out Solki here. Because like I think as far as levels go, like Solki might be like a slightly better player than Myunshik at the moment.
Like more well-rounded. He has more of these skill sets.
Yeah,
if he
like
was an
Myunshik
RPG character, his stats would all be a little bit higher.
Well, Solki's a champion and like still kind of plays like it. Like he's not like someone I'm looking at to maybe win this, but definitely can get deep.
Thanks for coming down, guys. Enjoy that hot 6. We have a lot of them here.
Yeah. 6 of them even.
Yeah, maybe even more.
Could be even more than 6. Some multiple of 6
hot
perhaps.
6 City.
Yes.
Yeah.
But look, Myunshik, like being on SKT, and like Classic knocked out Solki last week. I think Solki, you can kind of like study him a little bit and pretty much know what his range is in this matchup. He definitely likes to do some cheesy stuff early, Spigling drops, stuff like that. Really likes lurkers later into the game. There's enough Solki games out there, and Myunshik we've seen a little bit less of recently, so it's a little bit harder for Solki to prepare for him. And especially when you put a team like SK behind Myunshik, I feel like it wouldn't be too hard for that coaching staff and his fellow pro gamers to help him kind of map out this match. And yeah, so I'm leaning towards Myunshik.
Well, and you know that his entire team is going to take this match that Myunshik has coming in here pretty seriously.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, Sulky used to be one of the aces on SKT1, so, you know, there's nothing more rewarding than destroying the nerd that left your nerd
clan.
Your nerd clan.
You left the tribe. A pox on your name. A pox on your player ID.
Well, do have speed on the way, some queens as well. A double warp gate or a double gateway adept being chronoed out. Stargate gets thrown down immediately here.
We haven't seen this build as much in PvZ, but it's certainly still solid.
That pylon you just put down at the top right,
yeah,
that's a nod towards the fact that Sulky does like to do things like speedling drops. So he's
spotter pylon.
Yep, spotter pylon. And also something, if he does get the mothership core, he can always, you know, zap the Overlord before it comes in. But yeah, I mean, I think already Myungchik is showing that he has a good idea of Sulky's range and has prepared for it.
All right, the Overlord's coming in here now. And, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of poking here with these two Adepts. Note, he didn't keep cranking out non-stop Adepts. He actually had a little bit of downtime there to go ahead and tech up and probe up a little bit more. We've seen variations of this where they just keep the pressure on with the Adepts, but I think post-patch that's really changed a lot.
Yeah, like you can't just defend everything at home with your mothership core. You know, you get far fewer photon overcharges. Like 25 energy is basically 0 energy. So, whereas 50 is like basically 100. I mean, come on. But yeah, he's going to have to sit home with most of his Adepts here. But that's all right. You know, he's basically done some decent scouting with them so far. The Phoenix is going to go ahead, get a few Overlord kills, and maybe get some scouting done for him and a little bit of harassment as well. In the meantime, Sulky teching up. And, you know, if Sulky keeps true to the kind of the way that he's mostly played Legacy of the Void so far, we'll probably see him go right into a Hydralisk Den from here.
Okay, the Overlord is taking damage now, being driven back. But so far, overall, a very passive game. We should see this really begin to heat up when the 4th base is acquired. One thing to note about this map specifically is the most commonly acquired 4th base, which is, let's just say your Myunchik here. It's just up and to the right mostly. That location, there's a high ground there that's very accessible to your opponent. So we see a lot of moments where people harass from that position.
Yeah, definitely.
Mostly in TVT, but in other matchups as well. You can certainly get Lurkers or Templars up there and start to hit the workers. And even having you know, a foothold there to control that area for a minute or two can allow you to get enough of a lead to crush your opponent.
We'll see where Myungchik wants to take his 4th. Like, he could take his 4th, like, to the north of his 3rd base. It's further away, though, so there's definitely issues with that as well. In the meantime, he is grabbing a Warp Prism and Resonating Glaives, adding a bunch of gateways as well. And I'm not surprised to see a move like this. We've seen some of these plays where it's like Phoenixes force out the Hydras, and then you try to hit with a bunch of Adepts before they switch into Roaches, because you always like tech up then tech down with Zerg. You don't normally go Roaches into Hydras against this. You go Hydras then Roaches.
Yeah, well said. Well, you need the Hydras out first in order to actually deal with whatever a Protoss is going to throw at you. And it's kind of funny because I think traditionally everybody thinks it must be Roaches first and then eventually Hydras come into play. But in this case, it's not. It's the opposite.
Yeah, so if Sulky only has Hydras out, basically, when this gets over there, Resonating Glaives, plus I believe he has 6 gateways and a Prism flying across with already 4 Adepts in it. And so, yeah, he does have 6. So he's going to have 10 Adepts with Resonating Glaives. So if this is only Phoenixes, or only Hydras there, can be in a lot of trouble.
Okay, he's going to come up here and try to do a push. Resonating Glaives is about to finish. Is Zerg going to be prepared?
Well,
that's the big question.
A very decent amount of Hydras are being collected. He does have some Lings as well. He really is going to need those to be near his Hydras. That is a lot of Adepts. And again, Resonating Glaives is done.
If he can get right at the ramp so the Hydras can't come down as easily. Nope, he backs up. It comes down here instead. The Hydras are coming down. The Phoenixes need to be used here.
It looks like he is coming on top of him with the drones as well. Looks like he is ready to shade on top of these Hydras also. Starting to use these Phoenixes to lift up anything he possibly can. And he actually did focus down the Warp Prism, which is good, but the amount of damage is really, really high.
Imagine if the Warp Prism was still here, how bad this would look. I guess he's making another Warp Prism, but he's probably going to have to slow travel his Adepts across the map here.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen this particular build in, like, a week and a half or so in Legacy of the Void, or maybe right before Lunar New Year, so maybe 2 weeks. But this was like the sharpest I've seen it yet. This was really well done by Myungshik, and Sulky, make no mistake, is very, very dead.
Yeah, again, even without the Warp Prism, GG, Myungshik, shish kebabbing another nerd.
Yeah, that's a really, it's a good attack. That's a good
Throw
strategy.
that nerd on the Barbie. He's getting BBQ'd, Tosis.
Is he? Crack open a Foster's Tasteless.
That's right. Foster's the #1 Australian beer.
That's right, it is.
You guys know Australia. You always tweeted us about how you guys love Foster's.
I know.
Now watch. Now for those of you
That
who
was
don't know,
Moonglade's favorite beer.
that was every time Moonglade would go into a bar and he'd be like, "Well, can I get a Foster's, mate?"
Yeah.
Now here's what's happening right now. There's so many Australian viewers because of this time zone that are yelling at their monitor like, "It's not an Australian beer. It was just marketed like that in America." Well, then how can you explain in commercials in America?
America knows best, friend.
How can you say that in commercials in America they could say that it was Australian? You know that's illegal to lie in a commercial, right? I think that's what it is. Now, we've been using that joke forever, man. Yeah. That's our troll the Australian viewers. They lose it over that one, man.
Sometimes. Well.
They're going to send a couple drop bears coming our way.
The fantastic Maynard got engaged.
No way.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Maynard. This countdown's for you.
That's Tase's wedding.
I have the power to do that. In the upper left, in the blue, he is. Oh my God. Artosis, I just hit the monitor. I don't know what I.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I figured it out. All right.
You just pressed a random button to try to fix it, and it actually fixed it. I can't even believe this.
Turn it back on and turn it back off. Yeah.
Look at you.
I got a monitor with a bunch of buttons, and my shoe just kicked one. And that's right.
I would say your foot kicked it. You had a shoe on your foot. That'd be like saying my sock just touched it.
Now, I know that one of these buttons shuts out all of esports for the rest of time, so luckily it wasn't that button I hit. Okay, we got a quick hatch coming down here. Welcome down to the studio, guys. Hope you're enjoying your night.
Oh, they are.
Oh, they are.
This GSL code house, you kidding me?
Oh, they are.
Best night of their lives.
That's right.
Enjoy it, guys. It'll never get better than this.
It's all downhill from here. Okay, we got the probe coming up here, doing a little bit of scouting.
Oh, well, nothing too weird going on. Looks like we're just going to have some expansions going up for both sides. Have to wait to see what type of tech they want to go for. So happy to see Sky Shield, by the way. Like, I just love the way the map looks. See that?
It's pretty hot on this map. I'm under the impression that this is descending to the planet.
Yeah, but it's
really get off of this platform. Oh, we're entering the atmosphere.
Look at those bridges that are just being destroyed. It's a beautiful map.
When you consider how big this is, and it looks like it's actually descending towards whatever that planet is, that's gonna really impact it. I mean, that's gonna be like the Gulf of Mexico size crater. This is huge, man.
You think the dinosaurs could go extinct from something like this? Is this big enough for that? How many bases does this map have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 bases on this map. This is a giant platform, Tosis. Ooh, that might be an extinction level
Somebody
event for
get Bruce Willis up here. We need to blow this thing up before it actually hits Earth.
And definitely it's easier to train people that work on an oil rig to be astronauts than it is to teach astronauts to drill a hole.
I know how we'll stop the aliens, Artosis. We'll go Independence Day style. We'll give them a computer virus because we all know aliens run off Windows 95.
But we'll give it to them with a Macintosh laptop.
That's right. Cross-compatible virus.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Independence Day. They're making Independence Day too, by the way. I'm really excited about that.
That actually, I will watch that.
I will watch. Well, we will watch that. We will be there.
Did you see Deadpool, by the way?
Not yet. I'm going to this weekend. I just haven't had any time. Stargate coming down now as the tech continues here. Myungshik so far looking very solid from that previous game. I'm wondering what he's got in store for us this time. Because considering how completely crushing that last game was, I mean, he lost the Warp Prism and the attack still ended it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he might just do something similar to that again here.
He could actually do the same build because what that is a very, very sharp timing attack. Zerg's kind of like the vast majority of Zergs go into Hydras. Then they can add some Roaches if they want. or they can go into lurkers from there. And like, if you hit when they only have light units and you have resonating glaives, I mean, that's really fearsome. Adepts trade very, very well with Hydras. And then, of course, with a few Phoenixes mixed in to help pick things up, it's really tough. So if he were to try something like that, and look, Sulky is actually already keen on this type of play. He's actually adding his Roach Warren right now. I think he's looking at it and saying, oh, okay, I do know what this strategy is. I fell to it last time, not going to happen again.
Yeah, and there is a lot of risk in doing the exact same build 2 times in a row unless you're getting really meta, right? But this build is, you know, the one that we saw at least previously. It's pretty straightforward. So we're going to see the third base taken here now for Protoss as we continue on this map. I haven't been able to cast a ton of games on this map, so I'm kind of curious to see how PvZ is going to look here now.
Yeah. What, SSL doesn't use GSL Sky Shield?
Not enough, Tosis. The creep continuing to spread across the map as the Phoenixes will now do some scouting. We have Roaches being pumped out here by Sulky, and the Robo Bay about halfway complete here by Myunchik.
Yeah, it looks like he definitely wants to pressure with these Roaches, and a lot of Lings being made as well. With this one Stargate making a Phoenix, that is not what he needs right now. Another Phoenix is absolutely not going to help him. He needs to make like an Oracle, maybe a Void Ray, something like that.
Sure, yeah.
Like how many? He only has 2 gates, right? This could force a cancel, maybe.
Yeah, the Immortal is only just now starting, and I don't think this is going to be enough time for it to come in here and save the day. Let's hope for Protoss' sake that I'm wrong.
Yeah, he has a decent amount of Lings coming up. The thing is, he needs to force some overcharges. He needs to get rid of that energy. All right, there he goes. He does force that one. Now go to the third.
Okay, Phoenix is picking up some Roaches here.
He has enough for another overcharge, right?
Yeah, he for sure does.
Okay, that's buying him quite a bit of time, but now he can just go back to the other area. Well, I guess, you know what?
Immortal almost done. Hey, if he attacks in the other area, the Immortal's going to be right there.
Yeah, you're right. This
Say what's up. Come at me, bro.
Yeah, with the... He actually got the Mothership Core rather early. He got even another overcharge there, so he was actually completely fine. Never mind.
Myunchik completely shutting that down, having a great sense of Sulky's timings. Sulky, in response, takes a 4th base here, just above his 2nd base. And the game continues. War Prism coming here for Protoss, so we could have a possible timing attack coming up here. Phoenixes continue to be produced. And pretty soon here, it's going to be Protoss' turn to try to put the pressure on the Zerg.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm interested to see what he actually gets with this Twilight Council. Does he go in? Because Blink Charge and Resonating Glaives are all actually okay to go against Zerg right now. So, which one will Myunchik actually go ahead and grab? He already sees Roaches on the map, so I don't think he'll get Resonating Glaives this game.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, he might end up getting it no matter what later on, because the Adepts are just handy units.
Sure, yeah.
But I think you could be correct in that it wouldn't be pertinent for him to get it right away at this part of the game.
I think it's it's going to have to be charged then. He's grabbing that 2nd Robo already, telling us he wants to get a lot of Immortals. So charge would make a lot of sense. Yep, there it is.
And from here, I mean, the Protoss could pretty freely just continue to do damage. The Adepts have been dropped over here. Now remember, you can pick up the Roaches and try to deal with this. However, the Hydras are already out now.
Yeah, and this is some good defense by Sulky. He's taking his 4th base. He's sitting back with plenty of spores that the Phoenixes can't do too much. And having those Roaches out has really kind of prevented any attacks from occurring. So he's in pretty good shape right now. But Myunchik has been able to go ahead and tech however he wanted. He's getting all the tools that Protoss really wants against Zerg in the mid-game.
All right, we have the Phoenixes coming down now. And he might be able to get some of these drones just over here. Not as easy for the Spore to help defend. Supply still staying pretty even as they're both continuing to tech up. We have Zealot Legs about halfway done as the game continues onward. And the Warp Prism down here to keep Zerg honest. Zerg can't move out on the map that much. You know, when you have this many Phoenixes, there's just not a ton that Zerg can really do. Of course, you have to be careful not to use up too much of the Phoenix energy. If the Zerg does do some kind of a counterattack, you do need those to pick up critical units to allow you to win your fights with Protoss.
Well, right now we do have the Lurker Den on the way. Infestation Pit as well. That's kind of interesting there, the Infestation Pit going down at this time. A lot of times you see Zergs kind of sit on layer tech a while. I wonder if he's going to go for like Quick Viper or something.
Yeah, let's see. Might not be a bad idea since Protoss is getting these Immortals too.
Yeah, that's a big problem right now in the matchup.
Yeah.
Like, if Zerg loses, it's because the Immortals are just kind of overpowering everything. So if he's actually going to rush up and grab, like, possibly Vipers to try to deal with this. I kind of like that. Like even Blinding Cloud or Abduct are both going to be very, very strong.
Certainly. And we see Protoss now finishing up that tech with the Nexus starting here and Psionic Storm being researched. Protoss is getting all those necessary pieces to have a pretty successful fight later on.
Nice cancel.
Yeah. But so far, overall, a very passive game from both players. Nobody really engaging the other one. Just teching up. Protoss at the Liberty, harassing at his Liberty here. You know, taking out a few workers here and there. And Zerg, kind of a cat and mouse game here, trying to just zone those Phoenixes out as much as they possibly can.
We do have that Lurker Den about to finish. Can definitely get some more of these high-tech units at that point in time.
And Lurkers can be pretty tricky for Protoss to deal with if they're not prepared. However, it does seem as though Protoss is going to be pushing out right around when these Lurkers are going to be getting done, possibly even before they finish.
Yeah, they're about halfway done. He is making his way across the map. It looks like the Lurkers should finish in time, but Psystorm is going to be done, +2 attack as well for Protoss.
Don't forget the Phoenix is going to be pretty handy with Lurkers if you get him in the right spot and just hold him in the air.
Now look at this. We do actually have a little bit of a drop here along with those Phoenixes.
The push is coming up. The Lurkers haven't burrowed yet.
Oh, man. This actually could be brutal. He needs backup units. You can't just have Lurkers alone. They are not good defense alone.
Oh, my God. And the Lurkers are taken out with ease there. Protoss has to get into a tight position here and possibly continue the push.
Yeah, he does force him back now. That's a really good storm all over Sulky's army. But at the end of the day, Sulky holds on. He does have those 4 bases. He does have his hive tech. And when you get into a very defensive position, even though this army is very good, what we see for Protoss, if you're in a very defensive position with Lurker-based army, especially up a hill, it's hard for them to actually finish you. So
good
we'll see if you can hold on.
Great pickups here with the Phoenixes. Really giving Zerg a tough time. He's going to keep trying to press through. It does seem as though Sulky's supply is not getting any lower here. He's going to keep pressing and hitting. Getting this angle now, he's actually managed to isolate the drones from the attacking units. What remains are the Immortals, and that's the muscle of the Protoss army. He just has to make sure to micro them correctly and keep as many Immortals as alive, as possible.
Yeah, looks like Myungshik is kind of done. He's broken his back a little bit, killed off most of his expensive units, 18 drones. The 4th base looks like it should be falling here as well.
More roaches are coming up here. He needs these Zealots to be in the front to take the damage. Again, Myungshik not microing these Immortals back. The more Immortals he has, the stronger he is in this game. However, the hatchery, it looks like, will be picked off. By the way, we do have Sulky with another base over here in the upper right.
The Carbot Zergling not really doing the amount of DPS he needs on these Immortals, but looks like this is pretty much it. Like, there's nothing for Sulky to really do from here. He went up to that hive tech, never used it, was just kind of busted.
And you can see with Immortals coming out 2 at a time, coming out in pairs here, it's just very tough for Zerg to deal with. Also, he can micro the weakened Immortals in and out of the Warp Prism. So as long as he keeps that Warp Prism alive, there's a lot of tools at the disposal here of Protoss to keep this with a lot of momentum.
Certainly there is. You know, Sulky trying his hardest to actually hold on here, and while I guess it's possible to make a stand here, if his Lurkers can stay alive, he's still in a terrible spot on 3 bases.
Yeah, the push continues. I think we've seen Sulky basically get broken, especially when these Immortals actually get into the front here. Excuse me, the Archons, I mean, into the front, and that's going to be it. GG!
All right.
Myungshik crushing through this group. Certainly a player worthy of the round of 16.
Myungshik really killing him there when he flew into the main base with the Phoenixes and the Warp Prism. Sulky attack moved his entire mobile ground army, left Lurkers there alone, so he lost extra Lurkers, plus wasn't in a good defensive position. Just basically sent too many units back, and that's the problem.
Am I getting up? Is it time for me to go?
Yeah.
All right,
you got
we're going to
get
this translated. Sojung, take it over.
All right, Sojung, 3 Protoss and 2 Terran are through.
Yup, no Zergs.
I just don't know if we'll ever see a Zerg in the round of 16.
You guys need to nerf everything, I guess, except for Zerg.
This game should just be Marines versus Zealots versus Zerglings, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's the only way to make it balanced.
We should make a thread about it. Anyways, first person to advance to next round, Group C is SK Telecom T1's Myungshik.
네. 자, 오늘 참 짜임새 있고 완성도 높은 빌드.
The builds were actually perfect.
16강에 진출하게 됐습니다. 먼저
And he was able to make it to round of 16. Let's see how he feels.
공식전 5연패 중이었거든요.
For official record, I've
승리의 맛을
been on losses for 5 streaks.
오늘 이렇게
And I lost
이기게 되니까
what it felt to be win, what it felt to win, and now it feels good. But we could clearly see that he was really well prepared.
혼자 지낼 때보다 조금 줄어들어서 다시 끌어올리고 있는데
how much of practice has been reduced rather than when I practice alone. So I'm trying to make it up. But rather than that, I had a know-how, like tips, more experience. So I was able to do it well.
자신감이 점점 더 커질 것 같아요.
Fury's pointing out that he's getting confident in Legacy of the Void, and Myung-sik says it's better than Heart of the Swarm, and I think I'll be able to make more better results. And if I practice more, I think I can win this tournament.
경기들마다 완벽한 모습들이 나왔는데.
There were perfect moments for his game tonight. Let's talk about his PVZ first.
그만큼 날카롭고 정확했는데 이게 김민철 선수를 위해서 특별히 준비를 한 건가요?
Asking about his build, if it was prepared, especially for Soulkey. Well, and he says, not really, but Zerg's play like Soulkey, it's his trend. So for the first set, if he had Hydras, he'll be over with the rush. And for the second set, I saw the Infest. And then I knew how he would play, so I just played aggressively.
이렇게 하는 플레이들이 참 기민했고 아주 좋았는데 테란전도 잘 봤어요. 3세트까지
And he had good PVTs too.
그때 전진 건물을 통해서 일단
proxy building,
여기 추적자까지 마무리해주는 모습이 아주 멋졌는데
and finishing off with the stalkers. But at that moment there,
돌려주는 해방선,
the liberators,
속도 이런 게 사실
he was really fast, very attentive.
제가 이제 빌드를
His reaction was really fast.
가위바위보 상으로 제가 그냥 이겼다고 생각을 하고
if I were to compare it to rock paper scissors, I thought I just won. I just knew that I would just win. And I was only looking forward, like what's in front of me. And I wasn't able to see the liberators coming. So we could clearly see he wanted to finish off the game. But the builds, it was perfect. And now that he's made it to round of 16, let's see if he has any higher goals. And any comments. Recently, my fans have been telling me really nice stuff, nice comments. So because of that, I was able to just keep motivated. And I will just advance higher and try to pay back to all of your comments and cheers.
All right. Well, that was a pretty easy path for Myung-sik, I would say.
Yep. Now, congratulations to Myung-sik, and this is over for the interview.
All right, thank you so much, Sojung. Okay, so Myung-sik is out of the group.
Yep.
Who do you think is going to get second? Is Soulkey going to come back, or could Symbol or Bunny do it?
I'm going to go with Soulkey.
Soulkey?
Yep.
I think you're probably right. Yeah, I think it's going to be Bunny versus Soulkey. I think it's going to be a close one, but leaning towards Soulkey as well. Guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, it'll be Symbol against Bunny.
Mr. V, it's yours. Yeah, and right now we want y'all to move back.